All right, here we are. What's up, friends? How's it going? It's Annie Piguero. It's great to be here on a Saturday morning. My husband is taking the girls to the park right now, and I just heard, I want to send Santa a text message. And I have to laugh. They're hilarious. I love it. Last night I was out with some of my friends, and we were talking about like the difference of raising kids 20 years ago and the difference now. And some of my amazing, beautiful friends who have kids like that are 17 years apart, like these ladies have so much to share and like so many it's like gold, the things that they're talking about. I'm like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Oh, I should totally do this. Like, it was just, it's really so awesome. And I'm so thankful that my friends had kids earlier and can teach me all these things. But thanks for spending some of your Saturday here with me. I'm going to be bringing on some of my friends, some of the badass mama warriors, and we're going to chat about what it's like to finally find your tribe and the energy and the vibrancy. Vibrancy, is that a word? The way that you feel when you're surrounded by people who lift you up. Because I don't know about you, but in the past, I thought that I found my tribe of women. I thought that, I was surrounding myself with people who were lifting me up, but really I wasn't, because I wasn't bettering myself. I really wasn't going anywhere in life. And now the stakes are a little bit higher. Like, I feel that now it's more important for me to be living the life that I've always dreamed about living, because I have my two little girls. So I know that sometimes it's easy to like get stuck in a rut and not really better yourself and not do the things that you want to do in life, because you feel like you just don't have time, or there's just too many things to do for everybody else, and you can't like take a minute to plan out your own your own life. And what happens when we do that is resentment. We start to resent our spouse, we start to resent our kids, because we're not doing the things that we want to be doing. And that sucks. Right? Like, that's not fun for anyone. So the reason why I'm hopping on here today with my friends, I'm just waiting for them to hop on right now, is because I want to show you the energy and just like the fire that happens, that sparks once you surround yourself with people that legit lift you up. And everybody is in that I'm talking about here has been working on becoming a better version of themselves for their kids, so they can show up whole and well rested and with a full cup. Because listen, you know that when you're showing up to your family like spent and tapped out, it's no fun for anyone. And it just feels awful. And to go through that like day in and day out, it's not great. So just waiting here for them to show up. Let's see. I don't know where they are. But anyway, if if they don't show up, I could still chat with you forever about the badass mama warriors. So the doors are closing today, and I'm really excited to move forward. Today it's December 1st here. Inside the Facebook group, the party is starting. I've got my online course, which is basically just videos and a couple of worksheets. Oh, here's my friend Erica. She's here. Let's see. Oh, I can add her to the broadcast. Here she is. Yeah. Oh, here she is. Hey, awesome. Here she is. Everyone, this is my beautiful, amazing friend, Erica, and she's here because we are talking about what it's like to surround yourself with people that lift you up. What it's like to like be feeling like you don't have any energy, that your cup is like empty, and what it's like to finally find your tribe of women and know that you can count on each other. And maybe you're like, oh, I already have that. Like, I don't need more of that in my life. But what we have inside of our Badass Mama Warrior community is a bunch of women that, no matter where you go in the world, we're always going to be there together. And that is hard, like especially for us as military families. And we move around a lot. And I know that it's not just the military. Like Erica's family is not in the military, but she's going to share her story about what they're doing and why they're here. Erica's in Okinawa. But let me hand it over to Erica, and we're just talking about what it's like to surround yourself with people who are going to lift you up. I'm choking on my shake. So you can always be serving your family with a full cup and yourself. Erica, what's up? Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Man.
You can?
Mm-hmm.
Is it super quiet?
Mm.
Is
No,
it okay?
it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Okay, there's a slight delay, and I don't know why it's hard for me to hear you. I've got all my mics turned up.
Oh.
So I just want to make sure that I'm not too quiet.
Oh, I'm good. No. I don't know. Well, when our friends pop on, maybe they can tell us, like give us a thumbs up or something if people can hear us.
Okay. Yeah. Don't you love my background? I did this disaster for you, for everyone.
It's awesome because you know what? It's real life, you guys. It's real life. Real.
So while I was getting the joy of sleeping in a little bit this morning, my children were creating wonderful, glorious things behind me in the schoolroom. So Play-Doh all the way. This is a homeschool crazy behind me, but we can still move on with this. So I'm thrilled that you had me on, and you are wanting me to speak about just the community, the importance of having people surrounding you, us as women, to build us up. I can totally do that.
Yeah, I mean, oh, here's Mary. Mary's here. She says she loves us. We love you, Mary. Do you want to come on?
Oh, Mary, I miss you. We miss you. We haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're here.
How are you feeling, Mary? But yeah, Erica, let's just share about that. Like just some maybe a story that you have of being, not feeling really awesome and what it's like to know that you have a community that's going to lift you up.
Okay. I can do that.
I know. And I'm laughing because Erica has gone through a lot recently. And, we can't do this alone. I think a lot of times we're like, I got this. I can do this, Mm-mm.
Actually, people that do that really get under my skin because none of us have this. None of us have got this. We all need each other. We're created for relationships. And so when we lie to others, we're really lying to ourselves. We're saying, we got this, I'm good, oh, I'm doing fine, whatever it is. And that's not really truthful. We all need each other. And so, I mean, I even told the guy at the post office the other day, he said, how are you doing? And at first I was like, I'm good. And I was like, that's a big fat lie. And so I looked at him and I go, you know what, I'm lying to you. And he goes, oh, and I said, I'm not good. My husband almost died the other day and I'm still like struggling. And he was like, oh my goodness. So, but we worked through that. It wasn't this totally awkward moment. I was just hoping to share with him, like, it's okay to be real and say things are not good, but I'm going to be okay.
Yeah.
Beyond the post office, beyond that, we all need people in our lives. And I'm not military, but I have lived several places. And I know what it feels like when you get, quickly you're moved within a couple months. That's how we roll too. And it's like, okay, boom, now we're going here. And I don't know anybody there. But being fully present wherever you are is the first thing that like brings people into you. And like you have a community when you're just real with people and share your heart and connect with people from the beginning, not waiting until the year or two in and where you're comfortable and things are a little bit settled and then you feel like, okay, now I can make a friend and really be who I am. Being real from the beginning and just allowing those people to love you where you're at and you loving them where they're at. And the crazy thing is, having gone through a recent trial with my husband's health, the beautiful thing is I had people from all over the world contacting me, asking me, hey, how are you doing? What I love is that like even Annie is tuned in enough as a friend to know like on the days that I'm doing super bad, she's listening to that voice that tells her, hey, Erica might need a text right now. Or, you know, my other friend in Virginia, she's like, girl, I know you aren't doing good. Tell me what's happening. And I'm like, how do these friends know me so well? I've not done anything different. Like I've not texted them or posted on social media that everything's falling apart or anything, but they just know my heart. And so having those people that know you well enough, allowing yourself to be transparent with people opens up a beautiful thing that we're supposed to enjoy in friendship, and just being there for one another and allowing other people to love on you. So I could go on and on. I mean, one of the things
I think it's such an important message, because I think that a lot of times we think that we're doing that, you know, but we're still not feeling awesome, you know, or we're still, you know, we have people around us that we know are there for us, that are going to lift us up, but instead we choose to go on like in our bubble. And I think like I've been seeing this one post on Instagram mostly, and I like it, and it's like it's okay to not be okay. Yeah, like it is, you know, like I think a lot of times we get into that like comparison game where when we're like scrolling or whatever, or like wasting time, and we see people like their shiny object life, and we're like, oh, and it just makes us feel worse and worse. But I mean, from experience, like don't do that. Stop doing that, and know that that's not their real life, that real life is hard, and it's okay to be like, yeah, I need a minute here. I need someone I need you to help me get through this.
Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend in Virginia, she was like, okay, you know the things you need to be doing. There's some certain things that would help you. And I was like, I know, but making time for myself, it's just like, if you don't take time for yourself, everything else is going to fall apart. You're going to crumble. And I was like, ah!
Yeah.
You know, it's so true. So taking a walk for 30 minutes or going for a run or doing something that builds me up and lets me decompress, and using my oils to help me breathe through some of those hard things, doing the yoga, journaling, all those things help me process. And so I had to take a step back and go, okay, I have to make time for this, because if I don't, I'm no good for anybody else.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I'm really excited about sharing with the Badass Mama Warriors members is a lot of times we're like, okay, I know that I need to take better care of myself, but like I don't have the time. I don't really know what to do. I don't want to get an expensive like manicure or whatever, but we're going to have very simple things listed, and that are going to go right into the private Facebook group, so women can be like, okay, yes, I can do this. Like I can take 3 minutes to breathe, or do my tapping, or like just guided things to help us realize that these little bits of self-care that you do along the way do not have to be like this it doesn't have to be like this big thing. And even if you don't have time like to get your workout in, you don't have time to like take that nice hot bath with a glass of wine, maybe you'll have like 2 minutes to just do this one little thing, and we're going to help guide you through that.
Yeah, one of my silly goals for this week, just for me, was to do a mask, because I was like, you know, when was the last time I did a scrub on my face or a mask? That seems silly to some people. Maybe you have your routine and you're really good at your schedule, but I'm not. And so I was like, yeah, I haven't done a mask in a while. I'm going to do a mask before I go to bed the other night. And it felt amazing.
Which one do you get?
I do the bentonite clay.
Oh.
And I ordered it. Well, actually, I got it in America when I was there. But yeah, you can get it on Amazon. But the bentonite clay is amazing. And then I mix essential oils into it. So it's like a powder. You mix it with water and you add your oils. And then 30 minutes once a week. Amazing.
Oh my gosh. Let's do this like at one of our houses.
We could even do it here for everyone to see us. That would be fun.
Oh my God, we should totally do that. We're doing that. It could be like a night party. Yeah. Oh my God. All right. We're scheduling that. Write that down. Don't forget that, because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I love
Yay!
it. Oh, that's cool. See, you know, like we would never have come up with that had we not hopped on here, right?
Nope.
I
The
love it.
other
You
thing I really wanted to say real quick, I don't know if you want to finish up, but I just wanted
guys,
to tell you that
I don't have any.
before we move anywhere, like once we find out we're going somewhere else, I've intentionally always told the children to model for them. We are Christ followers, so we pray about the next place we're going, and we pray for friends specifically, like for each kid, and for not just the kids, but for also Brian and I, couples, friends, and friends for each of us to build us up and encourage us, and for us to be able to do the same for them. And so it's been neat to have those conversations with our children, to say, there was a season when we moved, when we first moved to Japan, my son was 7 and he had like no friends for a while. It was a dry season for him, but we talked through that. And then we saw God provide friends for him, but not just provide, but abundantly provide so many friends for him. But on the flip side, he had a little brother that didn't have any little friends when we, were leaving mainland Japan a couple years ago. And, little brother now needs friends. And for him to be able to tell little brother, hey, I remember how that felt. And, you're going to get friends. It's just, like, we kind of go, we see it, the ebb and flow of all of that for each of them. And there's a reason for that. I feel like as you see friends move, and that you're sad for your daughter because, oh, her heart's breaking because so-and-so, I was able to hug her yesterday and just cry with her and say, I know you're sad. I'm sad too because I miss them too. Well, let's pray about this and say, I know God's going to provide for you another friend. But thank God for the internet too. I mean, like at the same time we were able to say, but thank God that she is able to text her little friends now. And my son has a community in America with a group of friends that, years ago we had to just write letters. And I love a letter. You can send me a letter in the mail any day. I'm totally old school. But thank God they have those ways to connect, because you're showing them that no matter where you are in the world, you can still show those people that you value their friendship as we all move all over the place.
Gosh, I love that. I love that so much, Erica. Thanks tons for sharing that. Because I mean, you just I love the way that you explain things, and I love the way that you share from your heart, and you just have so much to give, and I feel like so abundant in love and friendship when I'm around you. And I don't think that I've ever told you that in person, but I'm telling you now, like I love, that's why I wanted to share you here with everyone, because the way that I feel when I'm with you, like I want everyone to, yeah. So like everybody that is here with us, like I hope that you guys can feel the vibe that this woman is putting out there, because it is true and genuine. And it's just something really special. I've never really had a friend quite like you. You've got a really special vibe to you that I love.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, oh my God.
Amazing, amazing women in my life that have poured into me at a stage when I was a younger mom, and I always want to remember how I felt when I was with them, and just the love that they showered upon me. And I don't want to cry, but we go through things so that we share that with the next person.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of who comes into your life. There's always a reason for every single person. So it's really cool.
Tell us a little about you and your story, and where we can find you and what you do.
All right. A little bit about me.
Yeah. Like, so, because I mean, tell us about your kids and like your school, and I think that's like very fascinating for a lot of people. And then what you do and how what you do can help us.
Okay. Okay. Well, we have 4 kids, and sometimes I just am so like excited about my 4 children that I forget to tell people that we also have 3 kiddos in heaven. And so I don't ever want to be a Debbie Downer, so I don't share that part of my story most times, because I'm like, nobody wants to be Debbie Downer, right? But that's not a Debbie Downer, because those are lives that are in heaven and we'll see them someday. But I leave that part out, and then I feel bad because there's women that are struggling with miscarriages, with ectopic pregnancies. I've been through that, like bad stuff and sadness and wondering, am I going to have any more children? Is it even going to be possible? And literally, all children are miracles, but the last 3 are serious miracles because they were like, it's probably not going to happen. And then all of a sudden I kept having kids and they were like, this is a miracle. So that's part of my story. And
that was one thing that brought us together, because I think that I was sharing, both of us were sharing, I don't know who shared and said, oh, me too, about our ectopic pregnancies. And I know that every time that I've shared about it publicly or on social media and broke the taboo thing, like we don't talk about miscarriages or things like that, you know, it was really a light for a lot of women. So you were that light for me, and I hope that I was that light for you, to be able to talk about that openly, instead of like feeling like we don't want to be the Debbie Downer. But it's life. Things happen, and it's important to talk about it to help each other.
You're giving me goosebumps because I forgot that we talked about that, but that's so true. And that's another reason that we instantly connected on a lot of levels, because we've had some similarities. So yeah, thank you for reminding me of that.
Yeah.
So those 4 kiddos, I did not ever.
Hello.
Oh, who's coming on? Yessie.
Yessie's in the house. Woo!
Sorry, guys. I've been trying to log on.
Oh, you're awesome. You're awesome. So Erica is sharing just about her family and what she does. So you're up next, girl. It's so awesome for you that you're here.
Sorry, took me a little while.
It's okay.
I'm here. That's what matters.
I love
That's
it.
all that matters. I'm glad you're here.
Yes. Yes. Good morning.
Good morning.
Or good evening, wherever you're at.
I know, right? I know. I was hoping that some of our ladies in the United States of America would be able to hop on, but they're probably wanting to go to sleep.
No, I don't blame them.
I know, right?
I would too. You guys look fabulous, by the way.
You look fabulous. We were out late.
You like my background?
People. We can't really see it. It's a little dark.
Do you want me to close the curtains?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. So this is Erica's school room. This is where she's homeschools her 4 kids, right there in that room, which I don't know. Like, it's so inspiring. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think it totally helped.
I don't know. There's like these weird lines in my TV, man. It's weird.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Mine too. Is that okay?
Yeah, this is just like the talk show, like way that this is. I don't know what it really looks like on Facebook. Maybe our viewers can tell us, like, what does this look like? Are our faces squished? I don't know. Anyway, Erica, tell us what you do. Tell us about the magic that you do and how you can help us and where we can find you.
Okay. So did I ever plan to homeschool 4 children? The big fat answer is no, never, because that was what strange people did, and I'm not strange, right? So that's something I wasn't going to embrace. I was a teacher, a public school teacher prior to children, and then we started having kiddos, and I stayed at home. My husband is a public school teacher, and as our kids began to grow, the short version is I had other really great friends who I admired very well starting to come to me and telling me they were going to homeschool, and they were like totally gung-ho about it, and I was completely freaked out. And so they were pressuring me to like make a decision, and I'm like, look, my kid's 3, I'm never going to do that, so stop talking to me. And they were like, well, you kind of needed to make a decision. And I was like, yeah, I kind of have a couple more years. So in those couple more years, God just really worked on my heart and brought the right people at the right time that weren't strange. And I was like, oh, they kind of like have poster kid children, and they were homeschooled and they look kind of normal. So maybe I could do it. I also get kind of freaked out when I want to do things well, and if I can't do it well, then I'm just going to run the other way. And so I was like, I don't know even how to do that. But like we were talking about here, relationships, the right people kept coming alongside of me and saying, you can do this, and let's all do it together in a community, because community is key. And we started, and I thought, well, I'll just go year by year. what people love to ask homeschool moms is, are you going to do this forever? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just trying to make it through today. And today's kind of feeling like forever. So let's just make it through today. And what I finally decided was when people ask me that question, it's really more about their own fears and not me. Like it's not a personal statement about like, if I mess my own kid up because I decide to do it forever, that's my decision, not theirs. But they were like, that's just a huge commitment. So I freed myself up to say, you know what, I'm going to live with the homeschooling situation year by year. So we homeschool based on what is best for the child this year, because each kid's made differently. And what's best for one might not be best for the other. So those things are kind of nuggets of truth for me that I had to embrace through the process of homeschooling. So we've continued to homeschool them even after living overseas, even after my husband is still a public school teacher. We like to rock that boat, and the strange looks we get, it's really kind of fun. I think I kind of enjoy rocking the boat now. So I've embraced it. Anyway, but teaching is a part of me. And so as I learn things that I'm passionate about, I can't help but tell other mamas about it. And so things from like how to potty train your child, that excites me because that is hard.
Me too. Like I still carry the potty around in my mom van. There's a potty in every room of this house. There was a little potty. I mean, it was just all about pottying during that time.
Yes. And nobody tells you when you have that baby and like you've waited for it for 9 months and they hand the baby to you, you're like, oh, you're just in dreamland, right? Well, sometimes hormones, it's a real thing too, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about, oh, yay, this baby's so great. And then, oh my gosh, I have to potty train it. I don't even know how to do that.
I really learned myself, right?
Right? I mean,
yeah.
Nobody talks about it. It's just like you have to go through it. And so I have now, I had other moms come and help us. And so I was like, I am going to, and I had taught enough mamas how to do it that they invited me to speak at MOPS on potty training.
I love it. I didn't know that.
I'm at the commissary and people are walking up to me and are like spilling their guts about how much their kids peeing or not peeing in the potty and pooping and like all these funny questions.
You guys, Ashley says, oh, the joys I get to look forward to again. Ashley, are you pregnant right now?
No.
Oh, not you, Erica. Yes. I mean, and we did elimination communication. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with that, when you hold the itty bitty little baby over a bowl or a potty or whatever. So Lily, we started like 3 months, but Autumn, we did elimination communication with her from literally day one. She passed her meconium in a potty bowl. I mean, and it was the most. Al walks in, he goes, and Autumn was literally like a couple of days old. He goes, oh, we're starting that already? I'm like, I can tell she's gonna poop. Like, why not just hold her over this bowl and let her poop in the bowl? He was like, okay. And she would, every time she would poo, she would make this face. Ooh, because we're going off on this tangent, but I have to share this. Like, cause I would hold her over and I would go, poopy. And so she, as a 1 week old, you guys, 1 week, every time I would hold her on and we would sit, like, I'd hold her in front of a mirror so she could see herself going, and she would make that same mouth face that I would make as a 1 week old baby pooping in the potty, looking at herself in the mirror.
Amazing.
Totally.
It worked.
I could go on about it forever, so I could see how, like, probably how excited you were to talk about it at MOPS, right? Because it's like, I'm going to talk about pottying. Like, somebody's shared this with me, so like now I want to pay it forward and talk about pottying with.
It's hard. And so anytime things are hard too, I think that's even more reason to be like, look, we need to talk about this because this was hard for me and I don't want any mamas to feel alone.
Right.
So a whole week on potty training here. That would be awesome. But anyway,
It's called, in my house, it's called the lockout week. We lock ourselves into our house and that's it. Nobody is exiting anywhere until that child is officially on panties.
Nice.
And
Every
like,
mom is like, "You gotta do what?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's okay. Like order out, take out for the whole week if you have to." My husband was like, "Don't worry about anything else in this whole house. Like if the whole house falls apart, this is a life skill that we need this child to
and
get.
you have
So
to
this is the
master
most
it.
important thing to focus on." And I was like, "Are you sure? Like it's gonna fall apart?"
Oh
He
yeah,
was like,
and it's gonna drop everywhere in your house, and that's okay. That's why you train. That's why you work out, to run, do a little mini sprint from point A to the restroom. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. Run to the restroom, and sometimes you make it, and
sometimes not so much. And even still, to this day, 3 and 5 years old, sometimes we don't make it.
It's okay. But at least, mission accomplished. By the end of the week, you've mastered this. We got this, right?
So, you do it all again.
Yes.
Yeah. No more.
Like my gynecologist used to say, you ladies get amnesia after just a couple of minutes. You'll be back. And we do. We go back and do it again.
Yep.
Here we go.
Do it again. So anyway, I'm passionate about a lot of things, but when I find a good place like a restaurant, I recommend it to people. I just can't be quiet. So another thing that was brought into our life during another one of our trials was the importance of herbs, using herbs to support your health, and essential oils to support your health, and a whole bunch of other things like juicing. And we thought we were healthy people. We had no idea. We had so much to learn, and I still have so much to learn. The beauty of it is that you can never stop learning a lot of things. But in regards to like natural health, there's a lot out there. But anyway, so I embraced that, and it just really changed our home to non-toxic, like as much as I could control in my house. I can't control outside of my home, but I can control what comes in and out of our own home. And so really we switched everything out and embraced a non-toxic life within to help our kids' immune systems. We were really working hard to reset an immune system that had been completely kiboshed for my 3-year-old. And so yes, his life was saved, but then we had to revamp his immune system for a year. And so during that year, there's a lot of crazy that happened, but I took, again, those struggles, and started sharing with friends. And so speeding up to today, my 3-year-old is now 15, and I love teaching people, predominantly women. There's a lot of men. My husband is on the oily train, but we teach sometimes together, which is really fun. But I want to do a men in oils class, because a lot of men have questions and they sometimes hold their wives back. So it's really fun. There's 3 common questions that men have. And I'm kind of talking to Brian about, when can we do this? Because that would be a great one. But
my husband would totally be in. Like just the other day, he was like, I don't really feel good. What should I do? And he's like, I'm going to drink the oregano. Like this guy, he puts a couple of drops in a glass and he just drinks it down. Like he doesn't even put it in a capsule or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, that burns. I got this. So he takes it upon himself. So I'm really happy for him that he embraces it. So
right.
he'll be all
because
about it.
Not every husband does, and this it's hard for some of the women. They like to they want to go further in their knowledge, but sometimes that stops them. So having classes where men can come, I always tell the men, like, please, or the wives, to bring their husbands. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. But my vision for it's just so big for embracing the wellness lifestyle for not just our own family, but for everyone's family that we come into contact with, and teaching them and walking alongside of them in their journey, because everybody's journey in health and natural health is different. And so, hearing what they have to say and educating them when it's that right time, it's fun. I enjoy having women in my house. We love to have our house full of people, and the community that comes from that is such a blessing, not only to me, but also to our children. So.
Yeah. So everyone inside of our community, the Badass Mama Warriors, has access to Erica and her like extensive knowledge about how she eliminated toxins from her home, just the struggles that she has overcome and is like clearly shining today, like shining your light super bright, and just what it's like to homeschool overseas, like all this stuff. I cannot, seriously, you guys, I could go on about this woman and like how she has helped me and my family and just so many amazing things about Erica. So you have access to her inside of the community, but those that are not really 100% sure they want to join us yet, because we know that you will join us eventually. It's an awesome group of women. Where can people find you, Erica? Are you on Instagram and here on Facebook? Like, how can people find you?
Well, I kept it real simple. It's erica.garing on Instagram, ERIKA GOERING. That's Instagram, and then Facebook is just my name, Erica Garing.
Oh, easy. That's super easy. So I just put it right there. If you're on Instagram, I know Erica always shares a lot of great pictures and stories on Instagram, and she shares about like just how she does this thing, which is, I love it, because I know that people are like, oh, I have so many friends like do this oils thing, blah, blah, blah. But the really cool thing about Erica, you guys, is that she shares how she applies these things and oils and like everything else in making her home a safer place for her family. Is she shares like how she does it, so then you can do the same thing. She's not like spamming you about her oils, you know. She's not like, and I know that everyone who's watching has been on the receiving end of like the spammers, and I definitely will say that I have done my share of cold messaging people about products that I was representing, and like, sorry, I'm so sorry that I did that, you guys. Like, and Erica doesn't do that. Like, she shares from her heart about how she uses these products to help her family. So it's just something you can immediately take away when you follow her and see the really cool things that she does. So I needed to share that. Oh, Cindy Lou is here, you guys. I love Cindy Lou. She says, yes, oils work, and learning how to use them is so important, right? Like, Erica, what happens with like oils gone wrong? Right?
Was that a question? What happens, you said?
Yeah, I mean, that's potent stuff.
That's potent stuff, and education is key. And it's hard when you hear certain people saying certain things that they've done, or people that don't believe in the power of the oils because they've seen people do it wrong. And they're, even people in the medical field, they've seen people do it crazy wrong. And then, it's like, they weren't educated. So that's why I host classes online and in our home, so that people know that there's a way to do it right and there's a way to do it wrong. And the education is key. So I've always told my team that I can tell you what not to do, because I've done all the wrong things. Like putting oils in the wrong parts of the body, the sensitive areas that the wrong oil, or like in the middle of the night.
Speaking of sensitive areas, I'm just gonna just share this. Like, it is Sex Month, you guys, up in the Badass Mama Warriors. We are we have guests that are gonna help you go from tired, tapped out mama to sex goddess, and we're super excited about it. And Erica's going to do a class about oils in the bedroom. I'm really, really stoked about that. So
I'm super stoked about that, because I had no idea a couple years ago. I was at the farm. I was at the farm.
I'm a queen at that one.
Woo!
You got that one? Woo!
I got introduced to awesome oils back, I'm going to say, about good 3-4 years ago. It has been life-changing, girls. Let me tell you.
This is wonderful.
I know. And how did I not know? I've been using oils for 12 years. And I mean, I kind of had thought about it throughout the time, but I didn't know what to do. Oh, yes, Ashley's been to that class. and it's a fun one. So I was at the farm, her mama with a baby and her carrier on the front. She looks at me and she's new to oils like in the past 2 years. And she's like, what? You don't know about oils in the bedroom? And I'm, no. She's like, this whole line over here, come here. And she was like, and you need to look this up. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. I went home and mind blowing. And then I thought, okay, if I'm going to teach about this, I need to be doing this. And so my husband was like, what is happening? I don't even know. I'm like, babe, just enjoy the ride because
just enjoy the ride.
I love it.
It's actually been almost 4.5 years ago that I started, only because my friend who introduced me to these wonderful little oils in bed thing, she constantly sends me little friend reminders of like, it's been so and so, you know, the pop out on Facebook since you and I have been friends, and that's how I got introduced to her, and she totally life-changing event of oils. It's my first exposure to oils, and that, let me tell you, upfront, honest, never a believer in oils, never back then. Oils, how much for a bottle of oil? How much, right? And what is it going to do? Is it potent? Is it magical? What? Am I going to be rich? Couple drops or something? No. And then she's like, here, a little tester. Go. When it was, mine was called, at that time was, and I'm sure she would call it the wing night. Let me show you how to fly in the bedroom. Woo! I'm like, I'm flying.
I love it. I love it.
Right?
So awesome.
Yeah, so she dashes samples and she's like, now go home and try it. Went home, so obedient, tried it. My husband's like, give me a case. I want a case of that stuff.
I love it.
We're on it. So
I love
best thing, girls, you have to introduce that, especially on your night out.
Yes.
With your hubbies.
I love it. So this is what we're talking about for the whole month of December inside of our community. So if you're on the fence, you're like, I'm not really sure that, do I need another like support group? Well, that's why the Badass Mama Warriors is totally unlike anything else. I mean, we designed this so you don't have to go to a bazillion trillion places to get your life on track and up-level yourself and up-level your life and your family. We wanted to create one place where you can talk about health and fitness and nutrition, where we can talk about relationships in our marriage, where we can have a month like totally dedicated to sex. Because let's face it, like we don't talk about it enough. You know, we definitely don't, even like in our circle of friends in person, you know, is we're going to be here to support each other. Why not be here to support each other like across the board? So thanks for talking about this, you guys. Now, Yessie, okay, you're up, girl. Tell us about you. Tell us about, and tell us the condensed version because I have to go to the playground. So tell us about you, about what you do. And tell us a little bit about the things that you and I were talking about when you were sitting here at the kitchen table with me, because that like literally changed my daily routine. Like some of you guys, I don't want you to miss this because what Yessie's going to break down for you, she's only going to give you little bits of it. She's going to talk about all of it inside of the Badass Mama Warriors. But I want her to talk about this because it's something that you might be overlooking.
First of all, thank you for the invite. I'm very stoked to be here with you girls, beautiful girls. God has put in my path. As you know, I'm officially brand new to the island. These are my wonderful neighbors. I love them dearly. God bless me with a good neighborhood and awesome people around me. The other day when you were speaking about positive people, you're seeing two very positive women here. And I am totally grateful, thankful to the Lord for blessing me that way. Let me properly introduce myself. My name is Yesenia Molina Marufo. I always forget my husband's last name.
Stop that.
And it's only on stubbornness. It's only stubbornness because I use it, but I just don't want to change it in my license. That's all it is, really, truly. Anyways, so I'm coming from Texas. I am brand new, 6 months onto the island of Okinawa, officially PCS out here. Very stoked about being here. I love this place, gorgeous place. I actually my whole background is education also, but in a different area. I'm a dental hygienist, a registered dental hygienist, and that's my profession. I've been doing it for the last 18 years until I recently quit my DoD job to stay home and actually pursue a little different area in education. I actually want to branch myself out more to, instead of cleaning, more hands-on, focus myself more on the educational side, which this is what we went to school as hygienists, to actually take the time and educate patients on overall good health. And through my whole years of dental hygiene, I've noticed that less practices are, not allowing you that whole time frame to actually do what we call patient education. And it's so sad that we become into a culture, especially in an industry, where it's more get them in, get them out, money making, get them in, get them out, routine, get them in, get them out, don't slow down. What do you mean, patient education? What is that? And that's when I knew that I'm like, oh, hold on. I have to step back. And I said, what did I get into this field for? To do patient education on my patients. I want to know what people, to my knowledge, to share with others, especially when it comes to little ones. So what Annie was talking about is the other day we went into her beautiful home and we were discussing the little thing about oral hygiene. Yay! And how do we get our little ones to brush their teeth and encourage them and motivate them to actually create good habits at a good early age. It's like juicing, eating our vegetables, it's something routine that we have to implement on a daily basis. So we crossed to little Autumn and brushing and flossing her teeth. Yay! So that is like literally my forte when I was telling her. I was like, I love patient education on my little ones, especially my little ones, because most people want to just to do traditional and grab the kid and start scrubbing, hold on, and the kid's yelling and screaming and
it's awful. Oh my gosh. That before Yessie and I had this chat, I'd be like, get over here and let me brush your teeth. And like, I'm trying to brush and I'm like, look at my nose, look at my nose, look at me, and they're like all going like this. I'm like, just look at me. And it's awful, and I'm like, well, it does not have to be like this. And it was weird because I didn't ask Yessie for help. I wasn't like, can you please help me get my kids? It was like, I was having this problem. And then like literally the next day, she's at my kitchen table and we're just talking about it. I'm like, how did this happen? Like,
so basically I told her, okay, no, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Let's try a different method. So I basically said, you got to make it fun. And I tell all my parents this, you got to make it fun. Make it a little game, make it a little challenge, make it a little, especially when you have siblings. Hey, look, I floss better than you do. Kind of that thing, make it a little routine. So I said, don't force her, make it a playground. So I encourage her to actually let her toothbrush lying around. I know if you need to lie some napkins and tissues and plastics, go ahead and do it. But this isn't the training. It's back to like potty training. This is training. So you lie their toothbrush, set it down anywhere in the house. And when they'll remember, they'll pick it up. And there's no reason to put toothpaste on there. There's no reason to put water in there. There's no reason. All they need to do is just stimulate. Basically, just stimulate. If they're stimulating, they're cleaning their teeth. You guys, most of the time we believe that, we have toothpaste, a proper toothpaste, the $5, $10 toothpaste. It's not going to clean my teeth. That's not the way it works, guys. The only thing you need to survive and have good oral hygiene is just your toothbrush, yourself, some teeth, and some water. That's all you need. Basically, the other part is just a lavage, and I cut and encourage her. And I basically even told, especially for flossing, you get the little flossers, let them lying around, give them around, stimulate. If you're stuck in traffic, guys, because we are in Okinawa and we live the Oki life, and sometimes we're just stuck there. I tell her I'm the weird one. Poke up the floss, start flossing in the teeth. I used to give it to all my kids, 4 kids later. Okay, guys, we're not moving. We're not going anywhere. Either do your homework or start flossing. You pick.
I love that. I love that you just added it easily into our lives, and it's something that we would not have thought about. So, and I told Jessie the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, because she's telling me, get those little things. I'm like, I have bags and bags of those little things like laying around. You know what I'm talking about, you guys, like those little floss things like for kids. And because we bought a giant amount of them, I don't know if it was at Costco or on Amazon, but they're like in little fish or shark shapes. And then we just never used them. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they're literally like in a drawer over there. And she's like, get those things out. So I did. And I never said anything about them. Oh, here, Lily and Autumn, like floss your teeth. I just left them out. They just picked them up and started flossing without any type of prompting or anything.
Yeah, especially if you leave them around. And that's what I told her. So carry some in your car, in your purse, and next to the TV. What are they doing next to the TV? Nothing. Hey, if you're going to watch TV, at least do something productive. And guess what? You only need to floss once a day. And it doesn't have to be in front of a mirror. It doesn't have to be supervised. All you need to do is at the end of the day, you verify as a little one. I tell all my parents under 10, kind of supervise once in a while because they kind of do this. I'm done. 2 seconds. And I'm done. I go, obviously, those are the things that we have to just encourage our, hey, go back. Let's try it again. Here we go. And this time, let's take, how about a little more than a minute to do this, and kind of encourage your child instead of making it a challenge and, fuzz. Because, we were kids too at one point long ago, right?
Yeah, no one wants to be bothered.
Whatever our parents used to tell us to not do, that's the one thing we would do, right? And I always encourage, just keep on being persistent, lay them out. Out of sight, out of mind, you don't see them. But if you see them, what are you going to do? Actually use them. And I think it worked for little Autumn, and I think it's worked for a lot of my little patients. So that's basically what I'm branching myself into, going to that direction and educate my patients in that perspective and that. And I've always been into health, and I'm also, a personal trainer, so into health and eating habits and good, routines. So everybody doesn't understand that the importance of an oral hygiene is also correlated to your overall health. And people don't understand that, when one of the major problems is plaque in your system. Hey, if you leave it in your mouth and all of a sudden you decided not to brush and not to floss, what do you think it's going? It's all that bacteria. As soon as you do this, what do you think you're doing? You're swallowing all that bacteria that, you hibernated the whole night without brushing or flossing your teeth, and all this plaque and all this junk is going through your system. And, guess where it's hitting? Right here, heart. Everybody can understand that everything's connected. Correlation of everything. Your oral hygiene, this determines everything in your overall health, guys.
I think we forget that sometimes too. Sometimes it's very easy to be like, I'm just going to go to bed. I don't feel like flossing tonight. But then, like, I hear Jessie saying, hey, do you really want to make that decision? Like, you're trying to be healthy in all these other areas of your life. Do you really want to neglect your mouth, like where it all starts? I'm like, oh my God.
And we have to remember that whatever habits we create to our little munchkins, like we were saying last night, our kids are a bare image of us. Whatever habits we create at this stage and the young age, this is what's going to follow for the rest of their lives, and their patterns for the rest of their life. And if you teach them how to eat vegetables, guess what? As adults, they're going to eat vegetables. If you teach them how to properly do hygiene, then guess what? In their future, they're going to brush, and they're going to be those 40, 50-year-olds with teeth instead of being those 40 or 50-year-olds without teeth.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I think that's huge. I love that we're talking about this, and that it's something that we don't talk talk about a lot, you know. So I know, like, I've been talking about our community, the Badass Mama Warriors, for a while now, and one thing that I hear a lot of women say is, I don't really need another community. I don't want to be in another Facebook group. I don't want this or that. Can you guys share, just for a couple minutes, and then we'll sign off, just how is this community different? And what would you say to someone that says, like, I just don't want to join another community? Like, how would you describe what we're doing here? Yessie, first.
Oh, okay. Basically, we hit two little subjects just in what an hour that we've been on the phone. Two important subjects that most communities, I'm guilty. I've had a lot of communities also, but this is what encourages us to do this, actually, and motivates us, because we want to know. We want to know. Everybody wants to know, you know, how we can ask it. You know, sometimes we are not comfortable going to our neighbors, especially us that we move around so much. We don't. It's not the same thing as stateside. They're asleep, we're awake, kind of that thing. So it makes it really harder to pick up that phone and say, hey, you know, I'm having this issue or that issue. This community, I think, has, just in this little time frame, covered two major topics that most people don't neglect and don't even want to talk it, or is a taboo. Sex, sex, taboo, what's going on in your bedroom, you know, kind of thing. The other end, what's going in your mouth? Hello.
Two completely unrelated things, but maybe they are more related than we think.
And the other end. So it's like, you know, there's more reasons to join than not to join. Even I've always said, if every day I tell my kids, wake up and kind of be open-minded about learning that one thing. What are you going to learn that one thing today? And I've always encouraged my kids to come home and say, Mom, guess what? I learned this and this. Same thing with this community. Get online, get on it, and say, hey, guess what, hubby? I learned this one thing. Let me boost up our sex life. Woohoo! Kind of that thing. And they're going to love it. Same thing with your kids. Hey, guess what? I'm not going to it's okay. You don't have to floss. I'm just throw these down by the coffee table, by the sink, by the thing. Man, these flossers, they're flossers, just in case you didn't know. They're flossers. Whenever you're ready, pick one up. Play around with it. Dispose of it at the end, because you'll find them all over the place too. Learn how to dispose. But just in those two areas, we've covered it. And most communities are not that open about things like this. And I think this is what makes it a little different. This community
I love it. Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that, because I know that that's been on a lot of women's minds. I was at a little tea party yesterday, and one of the moms was like, tell me about this. What is the Badass Mama Warriors all about? So it means a lot for people to hear it from somebody other than me. Thanks for sharing that, Yessie. And Erica, what do you think?
Well, first of all, I am honored to be a part of the Badass Warriors. So thank you. Thank you very much for
that you're here. I think it's just this, you guys, has been like the project of my like inner soul, you know. And maybe people are like, what? But it really has been, like, it's been just my dream to create a community where women can be themselves and be boosted by other women who are on a similar path, and we could get everything all in one spot. So I'm just honored that all of you guys are here with us. I love it. Thank you. Go on.
Well,
sorry.
like I said in my little funny intro on the Facebook page, when I met you, Annie, I knew that you were a lifelong friend. I knew that you were a powerhouse of a person. Like, there's so much packed into you. And I knew you spoke from a place of just love and genuineness and transparency. That was in the first night I met you. And so I'm tickled I count it all joy to live in the same neighborhood as you guys. It's for such a time as this, like I said in my little thing, but it's really, God has brought us here for a reason. And
Amen.
You've handpicked the people that you want to be the energy boosters, because you're good at seeing qualities in people that you're like, okay, that's rare. And that's something I want. And this is something people need to hear about, because you've heard enough people's stories in your journey of people feeling alone and people feeling defeated and mamas not knowing where to turn. And you are also very wise as a leader to know that it's international. Like, we as women, it's not just here in Okinawa that we desire community and learning something, like Yessie said, every day, one new thing. I mean, that's not just here in our neighborhood. That's worldwide. And for us to be able to come together through the power of the internet and to create that community is genius. I think it's a genius idea. And so I'm proud of you for listening to that inner voice of what you're called to do now and to create this. And in my opinion, people are silly if they don't join, because there's just going to be so much knowledge. And like you guys said, we've tackled so many topics that are taboo even, or we just think I must be the only one struggling over here in the bedroom with my husband, or on the potty toilet with my child, or how to brush your teeth. I mean, or let's talk about oils. I mean, all of that can be packed into a short amount of time, and we can all walk away with something new that we didn't know before. That's amazing. I could go on and on, but I'll stop there.
Oh man, I'm totally choking back the tears, because like to see this actually happening and to have you ladies share about this and just to hear your words about it, I'm so excited. So we do have to close the doors to enrollment today. Actually right now it's noon. I said I was going to close the doors at noon here in Okinawa, 10 p.m. in the States. So I'm going to hop off here and then send a quick email and then close enrollment for the very first group of founding members. And then I'm not sure when the doors will open up again. So I would love to have everybody who says, oh yeah, like this totally strikes a chord with me. Like I could see how this is going to benefit my life, and to hop in and join us for this very first month. So, and to go through like some of the changes and decisions and the direction of where the group's supposed to go. So I'm really stoked about it, and I'm excited and nervous, to send the email and to close down enrollment at the founding members monthly investment. And it's the investment is like the smallest little chunk of your investment. People will be like, I don't want to spend money. I don't want to do this. Well, like, this is your life, you guys. Like, there's nothing better that you can spend a few dollars on than yourself and your own personal growth to show up better for your family. So that's why I'm saying that. But all right, let's get on with it and like get on with this beautiful day. It's gorgeous outside here in Oki. What are you guys gonna do? I'm gonna go to the beach.
Actually, I'm probably do the same.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that one. Actually, do the same thing, kind of get the kids out, because it is a gorgeous day.
It's a gorgeous day. Erica, what do you do?
And we have a beautiful beach out there. Like we tell Cheyenne every morning, guess what, Cheyenne? My little one, Cheyenne's my little one. The beach is still there. It hasn't gone away. Remember, we're new to the island, and this is the first time we've lived on an island and close to the beach. So that every day we wake up, guess what, Cheyenne? The beach hasn't left. Because usually on vacations, we would go to California. You usually take a travel to go to the beach. And they would be like, my daughter would be like, is the beach going to be there tomorrow? Oh, are we going home? Are we going home tomorrow? We're going home, no more beach? And now every day we wake up, guess what? It's still here.
Every day of your life. Hashtag beach life. All right, you guys.
Every moment, ladies.
I'll see you guys later.
My kids are covered in mud.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I'm going to go out here and figure out why my kids, when they were out here just a second ago, I opened the door and the girls are covered in mud.
Oh.
That means that mud's probably come from the front door all the way up here.
Fun. Awesome. Never a dull moment with kiddos. This is why we're here.
I love it. I love that we're doing this thing together, you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Next time I'm going to start talking about my grandkids. There you go. Guess what the grandchild did?
Love it. Talk to you guys later.
Have a good one, ladies. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining.